Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Alexandra, and today I want to make a little announcement before we get into the video. Tomorrow classes officially start for me, and it's going to be a crazy semester. I have one 8 credit hour course plus 2 extra courses on top of that, so it's going to take a lot out of me mentally. So I do want to warn you that basically I am not going to be uploading videos as often as I would like, and I really don't know how that's going to play out. So I apologize in advance, but with that announcement out of the way, let's talk about a little bit what I've been up to. I wanted this to be a relatively simple commentary, like kind of just conversational, I guess, but I'm really just talking to myself. I've been working on my garden. So I have like a whole bunch of things growing. I have zinnias, I have basil, cilantro, dill as well, daisies. I think I have larkspurs, foxgloves, and a whole bunch of other things growing. So I've been really excited to see that develop throughout the summer. And I don't want to lose my progress because, as we all know, during the winter, things get kind of rough for plants. So I wanted to get this thing that I saw on Amazon, which were these lights that emit UV light. Right. And you can continue growing your plants throughout the year, like throughout winter indoors. And I've seen like a bunch of positive reviews for it on Amazon. They say it works really well. Some people haven't had the best luck with it, but I'm hoping that it'll work out because I'm sort of a novice gardener. I don't really know exactly too much of what I'm doing, and it's been kind of like a trust the process sort of situation for me. A lot of seeds that I've planted kind of are either hit or miss, like 50% hit, 50% miss. My lavender and my chamomile didn't turn out the best, even though they started in the same sort of planters that I used for other plants. And but you know what? I've had other experiences like that too, where I've had plants that I've been growing for a while, or seedlings that I've been trying to get to germinate for a while, and then they'll be cross-pollinated, there'll be weeds that are growing, and once I pull the weeds, then immediately like a week after that, then the seeds start budding and growing. So I don't know, I'm not gonna give up on them yet. I'm trying to see how they develop, and if in 2 months nothing grows at all, I think maybe I'll get rid of them. But this is like a new tradition that I've been doing. It's sort of every March, Home Depot gets a new shipment of a bunch of seeds. And I like getting like, I think $70 worth of seeds, which isn't bad. Like, I know that sounds super expensive, and it is, but I think that gets you close to like 40 packs of seeds. Each packet is like $1 to like $1.69 or maybe $2, depending on how nice the flower is, or if it's fruit, or I don't know how they base their prices, but I know that basically they range from the $1 to $2 range, and it's not that bad. So if you only get like a couple of seeds and you want to really invest your time into them, I think you'd be more than able to. And I've been doing that. Like, I started not this past March, but the March before that, and I was growing a couple of things, and it didn't turn out too well because I never transplanted them outside. So whatever was growing in their tiny little canisters, it also didn't have good drainage, which now looking back on that was like a dumb mistake. And it didn't work out. And I lost those plants. But now I actually, of the things that I've planted, I've saved like a really big amount. My zinnias are about to bloom any day, and I want to like include pictures when they do on my Instagram, because especially like on my not my personal Instagram, but my public Sims one. And if you want to see them, if you're interested in that kind of thing, I know that this channel is relatively all Sims content, but if you are interested in seeing what I plant and what I grow, check that out, because I'll definitely have at least a stories dedicated to that, like moments, and you'll see all of these things that I'm growing: basil, dill, whatever, thyme. I've been wanting to do fresh herbs. Like, I've been able to cultivate and get my dill. I made this salad, like this home salad, and I cut up a bunch of dill from my garden, and it smelled so good. When I went up and I smelled it when it was growing, it didn't smell like anything. It really just smelled like air. And then when I cut it, you could smell all this aromatic dill flavor. I don't know how better to explain it, and it came out great. I put it in the salad, it was fresh, and it lasted for a couple of days. It was great. And so, but it takes a while for the dill to grow back. Like, I think it took like about a month for it to come back and to its full size before I could, cut it again. And you don't really notice how much you use until you have to grow it. That's been my experience. Like, you buy what you get from the grocery store, and you buy like a whole bunch, right? And you're like, okay, this will last me about a week. And then you realize when you have to grow it yourself, you're like, damn, like I wouldn't have enough to last me 2 weeks. And I don't know, like it was really good to be mindful about, I don't know, I just feel it's like a great experience being mindful about where your food's coming from and growing it yourself, realizing how much effort it actually takes to grow something. It almost feels like you're, okay, I don't want to compare it to raising a kid. That's too far out there. But it feels like, you know, you're really responsible for something's growth and seeing it come to life. That's a great monumental feeling. It takes a lot because, you know, it's so easy to just forget or not keep up with watering the plants, but every day you get up and then right before night you water them again, you put in your miracle grow, and then seeing that return on investment, seeing them grow, is so amazing. So I've been wanting to do this thing where I can make bouquets out of the flowers that I grow. So clearly not everything's blooming all at once. I have my zinnias coming up, and then bringing them indoors for the winter would make them perennials. If you don't know what a perennial is, because I definitely didn't know like until like a couple of days ago, it just means something that grows all year round. And I want to make like these really pretty bouquets. And I also have sweet peas, like not the food sweet peas, but the plant, and they're really pretty flowers. They're super aromatic. If any of you've seen the Bath and Body Works like hand cream / lotion that smells like sweet pea, that's it, right? And it's a really pretty flower. So I was thinking about making like, or getting these really pretty vases and then posting those pictures up. I don't know. Those are things that I'm doing aside from my Sims. Those are like my cute little hobbies that I like doing. And it's been like, how do I explain it? Because sometimes you get like really antsy. Like a part of the fun for me is waiting to see what color the flowers are going to bud. So my zinnias, like at least one of them is going to be pink, because on the packaging it looks brown, like it looks like they have some yellows, some pinks, some reds, and like this purpley pink shade, and at least one is like a purpley red kind of shade, and it's really gorgeous. And I've been wanting to see if the other ones are going to turn out exactly the same, or maybe not. Maybe they'll be all different colors. But honestly, I don't mind. I'm just happy to see them grow, because before I used to kill a lot of what used to grow. And I'm just happy to get whatever now. And, you know, before this video ends and I get too far talking about my garden and not this build, I'm working on a factory that is meant to be repurposed into an apartment building. And there's 4 units. There's 2 studio apartments, and there's 1 loft, and then 1 3-floor home. This is the last one, I think. It's sort of like a cross between like townhomes and a industrial sort of lot. You see a lot of this like in Manhattan, like the townhouses plus the industrial repurposed factories into apartment buildings, and it's a great look. Like I really love that. And this sort of building is really out of my wheelhouse. Like I normally don't do that. I like my Victorians, I like my historical builds, and those are great. But I wanted to try something new. So when I was surfing like Instagram and Pinterest, I saw this really interesting repurposed factory, and it had this great hardwood floor. It had these floor to ceiling windows, and I wanted to build that in The Sims. This is my first time building something like this, actually. It didn't turn out as bad as I thought it would. It turned out a lot better. But structurally, it's not that complex. It's just one big box with slanted roofs. And I added a bunch of skylights, but they're all messy, like in messy locations. But really, I put them in coordination with bedrooms and places where it's nice to get natural light. So that's what I thought looked nice. But if you look at it from an aerial view, it's just one big hot mess express, and I don't suggest you do that. But I play The Sims anyway with like cutaway walls, so you don't get to see how messy it looks from the top. I don't know. That's just usually what I do. I don't even really like look at how it's furnished, only when I'm trying to build something for a legacy. Like I put in all of my strength and all of my effort into making like a really nice, expensive looking build, and then I just don't look at it ever again. I don't know. Don't ask me why. That's just how I roll. But this is like, we're coming really close to the end. I wanted this one to have like a big open space to it, especially with all those large windows. And I wanted it to have light colors for walls, because the other ones are also super light, but they're very cluttered in terms of having lights and plants and stuff like that. So I wanted this one to feel very Parisian in a way. It sort of I wouldn't say like falls away from the rest of them, but it doesn't look like the other sort of like just big city apartments. This looks like at least that's what it gives me. It gives me Parisian kind of vibes from the inside. And I don't know if I kept the matching window colors. I don't think I did, because on the second floor they're white, yeah, they're white, and then on the first floor they're black. So it doesn't look that great from the outside eye anyway. But guys, we're getting really close to the end of the video. If you've been here with me this long, I appreciate having you guys. And if you like this video or any other content I have on my channel, please consider leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing. Bye!